Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the cards of today for the 3rd of February 2017. First of all, thank you again to all the new subscribers. It's just keep coming and coming. So this is, like I say, a little bit overwhelming, but it's great. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the videos. Today, something strange happened. I was lying in bed this morning before I got up to do these cards, and the sun is literally throughout my house. It's sort of, it's crossing everywhere. It never ever is like this. There's a change. There's a shift, and it's positive. It's positive. I really feel that there's a shift coming over the weekend as well. Now I feel this is more on a global scale. When I came downstairs this morning, I always sit and I ask Spirit what the energies of today are for the cards, and I shuffled the cards. There was 2 cards came out, and for the first time since I've been doing these videos, I actually said that I wasn't going to read them. The 2 cards that came out were not nice cards at all. What I seen and what I was given was not something that I wanted to focus on. I was given a lot of images of a lot of dictators from the past. There was Hitler, there was Aleister Crowley, there was Pol Pot, Ku Klux Klan, stuff like that. I do not want to, and I am not prepared to focus on that. So I had a stern word with Spirit and said, right, okay, what do we need to focus on? Rather than what are the energies today, what is it that we need to focus on? And the message came through loud and clear. So please stay with me. I don't know where I'm going with this. It is a very strange reading today, but I do feel the message that needs to come out will come out. Okay, so like I say, I asked what should we focus on, and the card that I got was the Ace of Cups. Now, I love this deck. It's a brand new deck. My brand new deck. It's a Bonfire Tarot. I love the imagery in them. And this Ace of Cups is very different to Ace of Cups in normal tarot. Now, normally Ace of Cups would mean an offer of love or something around matters of the heart, because this is the love card. It's the overflowing love card, so it's beautiful. So those of you seeking love in relationships, things like that, it should be a great weekend. There should be a deepening of this because there is a lot of love to go around. But what I got with this card initially was that there is going to be like an emotionally charged event. Now the last couple of weeks we've seen it a lot. We've seen people taken to the streets. We've seen people, trying to get their voice heard. And it is very, very humbling, but it's very, what's the word? It's important as well. It's good to know that people are prepared to do that, so it's comforting as well. That is it. Now within Ace of Cups, a lot of times the colors are quite blue because it's all to do with water and flowing and emotions and everything. But with these, it's like I'm getting things are heating up. This is what I'm getting. And within this, it was sort of what I got like sort of the Big Bang. It was like sort of the earth, and all of these ripples like going off from the center of the earth, from the center of Mother Nature. I mean, this is it, this is what we need to do. And love spreads. So whenever we work on different frequencies, so we emit the frequencies that we are feeling. And this is what we send out to other people, and the Yogi Bhajan says, well, make yourself so happy that when other people look at you, they become happy too, and that's it. And you do, if you're around somebody who's positive, you come away positive. If you're around somebody who's negative, you come away feeling drained, and this is where the psychic vampires comes in. But like I say, with this card today, this is about, spreading love. And like I say, I think things are going to be heating up, but in a great way. This is like sort of, I don't want to say revolution is coming. I don't, because as a prediction, that is actually taking a lot on my shoulders to say that, but I do feel that there's change coming, and I feel everybody feels it in some way, If we have a look in this card as well, we've got the dove here, and the dove is the symbol for peace and the symbol for hope as well. And peace and love are the backbone of our existence. You know, that is what keeps us strong. Peace and love, you know, and it doesn't matter how long we have got to keep fighting for that. We have got to keep fighting for that, you know. When we look at this card as well, there's quite a lot of lotus flowers in. Now, within Buddhism, the lotus flower is a very powerful symbol. And what happens within the lotus flower is the most beautiful, strongest lotus flower comes from the dirtiest, darkest mud. So this is like, you know, the more shit you get, the more stronger and beautiful you will become. You know, you don't get drowned in that mud. You actually rise and you find your color and you find your strength, you know, and you show this beauty to the world. So this card is saying that there are so many encouraging foundations for us around at the minute. We may feel the world has gone to crap. It hasn't, you know, because love prevails, and love is what every single one of us has. And this card today, I really feel what is coming with this is to take action. I don't want to make these readings political, you know, but I have to say the messages that are coming through with this. So this is telling us that we need action here. I'm getting in my head there. They're playing a song. I don't know who sang it. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Was that Dion Warwick? I think it was Dion Warwick, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It was. I was nearly actually called Dion after Dion Warwick. Just completely random there. Right. So yeah, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. You know, it's the only thing that there's just too little of. I think. Right. Okay. But what this is saying is we need to block out the dark side. Like I say, today them cards came through and I just said, no, I am not prepared. I do what Spirit tell me. Today I said, no, I am not prepared to make that my focus today. So within this card, I really feel this is about, we need to spread love. We've got, everything is there. Look, we've got the rainbows. It's love and rainbows. This is what we need to spread here. Within the Yogi Bhajan's teachings, he talks a lot about this time and what was going to happen. And I am not religious, and anybody who's new to here, I am not religious. You know, I believe in something higher, but it is not in one God base. So whatever I say here is not trying to, you know, take you down that route at all. I've studied quite a lot of religions, and I have sort of formed my own with that. And my religion is love. That is it, you know. But he talked about this. We are in the age of Aquarius. This is a time when people are pulling together. You know, we are realizing what can we do for the whole. The Piscean age that we were in before, that was all about what is in it for me. This is now what is in it for my brother, what is in it for my sister. And we've seen that over the last week or so. Sorry, I'm getting quite emotional here with what's coming through. This is, oh, please, it's a Friday. I wanted an easy day, you know. And, you know, he said, this is when we will come together, and this is when we will make change, and this is when we will change the world. And we need to have that belief that we can, and we need to stand up, and we need to peacefully protest, and we need to say, if we see somebody being wronged, we can't turn a blind eye. Whether this is a man in the street, whether this is a homeless guy in the street or whatever, we cannot turn a blind eye to this. You know, we are all human beings, and we all bleed the same color. We all feel the same feelings. You know, so we need to find our empathy, and our empathy is at the heart of our heart here. You know, that it is it. It is the center of our heart, and this is what we need to work on. And I think especially over this weekend, you know, now we are taught within life, you know, we are from an early age, we are taught, you know, that there's competition. We've got to be the best. We are taught that the struggle, we are taught that the sickness, you know, all of this, you know, there's guilt, there's bad, there's death, there's scary, there's all of this. This is what is instilled in us, you know, when we watch the TV, when we watch the media, when we watch the news. Nobody ever turns on the news and it doesn't say, oh, Joe Bloggs from down the street had a fantastic day today and blah, blah, blah. They don't. They put this terror and they put this fear, because fear keeps us imprisoned and fear keeps us scared. And when we are scared, you know, that is when we lose our voice. You know, if you think when you're scared, it's like, you know, and you lose your voice. We need to find our voice here. You know, we were taught that we are separate from different people. We are taught that things make us different, you know, and that we need to compete to get ahead, and it's all about us. And it's not. It is all about the whole. It is all about everybody. If somebody has a different color skin, a different sexuality, anything like that, that does not make them different. It actually makes them unique. And this is what makes the world. Because if all of us were all the same like that, it would be a very boring world. So by putting these differences in, this is what brings us together. So it's our differences that actually make us the same, if that makes sense. There's a fantastic video going around on social media about a little experiment they've done in Denmark where they put people in boxes, and and that was that. I'll try and find that, and I will actually put it under the link. So we were taught to see the world how others had seen it before it, and to live in this fear. The thing is, with love, with this, what we've got, love is what we are born with. Fear is what we have learned here. So love is a natural. It is what every single one of us has. And when we start on our spiritual journey, what we need to do, what is the hardest part of our spiritual journey, and I have people on a daily basis saying this to me, is the unlearning of the fear and the conditions, the dogma that we have been brought up in. So, what we need to do is we need to unlearn. We need to get rid of the fear, and we need to take the love back into our hearts. This is what we do. Love is it's essential, and it's ultimately our purpose on this earth. So we need to be consciously aware of it. We need to experience it, and we need to also give it out so others can experience it as well. This is the meaning of life, and this is when we will see this change. It's like, don't let the bastards grind you down here. Do not let them live in fear, because that is them winning. And hate and fear will never win, because when we have something tragic, when we have something bad, when we see people going through terrible times, this is when we reach out to them. And it's like I say, if you're don't fight it. Don't go to court and say, right, okay, I want to fight this. It's like, right, okay, if there's somebody there that's hungry, feed them first and then take action. Because taking action in, the way the politicians do it, it doesn't solve the problem straight away. And this is it. If somebody is hungry, they need fighting, they need feeding. If somebody needs our love and care, we do it that second. We drop everything and we give them that. It's not about, oh, okay, well, I'll write a plan of attack and I'll do this and we'll implement the change in that way, and it'll take 6 months for the bill to be put in. No, it's not about that. It's about doing it now. And this is what this card is saying. It's about taking action now, and giving whatever we can, and also giving our love to every single person on this planet. So it's like, when we transcend through fear, right? We've got to be somewhere else emotionally, because we've got to go into love. And yes, it is scary at the moment, and there's so much going on, and it's terrible, and it stinks, and it rings back of a time that we thought was long gone. Us as parents, we are scared for our children. We are scared for their future. So this is why we need to do something about it. This isn't about us. This is about our children, So this is why we need to take action here. We work predominantly on two different emotions, and this is fear and love. So that there is love and fear. That is it. Anything that we do within life is based on one of them. But the thing is, we cannot feel those two emotions together. When we are feeling love, we don't feel fear. When we are feeling fear, we don't feel love. So they're opposites, they're complete opposites. And, this is like, we need to make a decision as to which one we choose to be in and choose to inhabit as well. There's no, all right, okay, I'll sit on the fence, I'll have a little bit fear, a little bit love. There's none of that. Within A Course in Miracles, they say that a miracle occurs when we switch our perception from fear to love. So it's a simple thing. You know, rather than sitting scared, think, right, okay, how can I go out and how can I spread love today? You know, and it might be a tiny, tiny little bit of change. You might only make the change to one person, but that if that person then does that to somebody else and then somebody else and then somebody else, this is when we will get the spread of love. So this is it, you know, it's do not let yourself be in a place of fear. Do not, you know, this is what they want. This is what keeps us quiet. We need to get up there and we need to do this peacefully. So there's real massive, like massive sort of like heart warriors. This is it. They, you know, love warriors. We need the love warriors of the world at the moment as well, you know. So it sorry, I'm really going off on one today, but please, this is what's coming through, you know. And what we need to do here is we need to the Yogi Bhajan again. Yeah, sorry, this is coming in, and he said that we need to share our strengths and not our weaknesses. You know, when we are in fear, this is when we become weak and we become easily controlled. When we stand in love and when we plant our feet in love, you know, this is when we become strong, and this is when we can help other people. You know, so that's the first card of today. Sorry, it's Friday and I'm like, I'm all wound up here. So, right, okay. We now go on to the Osho card. Sorry, in fact, no, I'm not saying sorry for this. No, I'm not. You know, if people don't like it, if people more want to know what's going on with their life this week, or if they're going to get a phone call or whatever like that, then, you know, so be it. You know, that will probably come out in the weekend's readings, or it'll probably come out in next ones. But this is what I have to do today. Now, the Osho card of today is the Master, and I absolutely love this card. You know, not just because I'm a fan of Osho, which I am, and what they're bringing in there. This is a man who was quite ridiculed, you know, and a man that was very frowned upon in a lot of circles because he, you know, he promoted free love. We have people around now who are promoting hate, and they're accepted. So, you know, that doesn't make sense in my eyes, you know. But what this card is saying is that you are the master of your own destiny here. You have the answers within you. You know, you have everything at your disposal, what you need, which is, like I'm saying, you were born with love. That is who you are. You know, love is always the answer. So you have that. Once you start using love as your weapon, this is when you can fight any fight. So this is saying being aware of that, being aware, hold on, am I coming from a place of love? Am I coming from a place of fear? And if you are coming from a place of fear, actively switching that, you know. Like I say, what would love do in this situation? Love would stand up and it would fight for its rights. So this is saying that the master within this card, within the Osho, he doesn't manipulate, you know, it's not a powerful thing. He allows total trust, you know, there's a surrender here. He does not have to fight to be important, you know. He does not use control. Now, a lot of times this can be within relationships, it can be within life. You know, people feel that they get power from fear, and that is not right. You know, you get power by giving love. When you are feared, that is not the same as love. You know, if people look up to somebody and, oh yeah, you know, they're great, but when they're doing that because they're in fear, that is not a good place to be. You know, I would much rather be admired for people because they love me rather than they fear me. You get this with a lot of bosses and stuff like that, and they need to, you know, it's like I'm the boss and you're the non-boss, and people keep themselves separate, you know, because of their need for power. What that is really coming from is their fear that they are not powerful enough, so they need to sort of impose their restrictions and their rules and everything on other people to keep them, you know, at a level where it makes these ones feel better, you know. But it doesn't really, because deep down they still know that they have their weakness. So when you don't need this power, when you don't need this control, this is because you know that the truth is inside of you, and you don't, you know, if somebody doesn't like that, that's fine, you know, but you know it deep within your core. And within this social card, it's like people gather to him not to be his disciples, you know, just because they want to be part of what he is. You know, like I say, if you think of somebody who has a really good energy, you want to be around them, you know, and it's not in an admiration way, it's just because you feel good, you know, and they inspire you as well, you know. And when you are around somebody who is truthful, who lives in their truth, who stands in their truth, and who lives their life in a truthful way, you see your own truth reflected in their eyes. So, you know, this is a beautiful thing because they inspire you to be a better person. Um, so, like I say, this is talking about a teacher, and I do feel what is going on in the world at the moment is a massive lesson for us, you know. And I do feel that the the, the he who shall not be named is, you know, a great spiritual lesson for us, because this is teaching us what we don't want again, you know. So we need to do something about this. So, like I say, this card is saying, be in the now. You are your own master. You can create your own destiny. If we have a look, we have the moon here, which the moon does signify fear as well. But he's got like this rainbow aura, you know, that is protecting him. He has his wisdom, and he's like, yeah, that's not getting in here, you know, that is it. I'm saying no. And he's putting this like sort of protection around him, where this negativity and this fear is not going to penetrate at all, you know. So this is what it's saying: do not let fear in. I love this. And like I say again, you know, it's like, don't love me, love my teachings. So it's not about worshiping somebody and putting them on a pedestal. It's about taking from them what you can, and then implementing that into your life as well, you know. So this is not a time to like debate which truth is truer, you know, who's right and who's wrong, you know, because I think we all know, you know, that the right thing to do within life is to treat our fellow people with love and respect that we want as well. You know, that is the right thing to do, to see every single human being as the same as us, and extend kindness whenever we can to that. So, you know, that is what's coming in. So we've got open your heart, be your own master here, sort of thing, you know. And it's like, it's sort of saying with this, I really feel today it's sort of like, right, look at who inspires you as well. Look at people who you take inspiration from. I have been massively inspired over the last couple of weeks because there's been so many public figures standing up and speaking their truth. And that is fabulous, because once we see people like this in the public eye doing it, this is when, you know, it gives us the permission to do this as well, you know. So what this is saying is, follow their example today, you know. Don't look to somebody to tell you what to do, you know. Be your own guru and be your own hero, you know. They're just bringing in there, we can be heroes if just for one day. That was David Bowie, isn't it? I love it when they work in science in songs with me. Yeah, I don't even know the words to that, but it's playing really, really loud in my head there. Right, okay. So, like, sorry, I love the music thing. So, yeah, so the Colette Baron Reid, this is the truth be told, you know. And what a beautiful card when I seen this as well, you know. This is talking about like peeling off the layers of the denial that we've been in, you know. We may have been stuck in this little illusion thinking everything's okay, and it's not okay. So this is when we need to change it, and this is what will set us free, you know. So this is saying, be authentic, be you, come from a heart place. It's saying people will tell you very quickly who they are if you listen to them and you watch their actions as well. So we've got to pay attention to what is going on here. We cannot just bury our head in the sand, you know. We've got to pay attention. And what we need to do, and I think especially in this times, and what this is saying, if we have a look at the owl there, now the owl is about wisdom and about knowledge. And it's like his heart is this open window. And if we have a look, there's all these lovely little hearts sort of flying out and spreading. Like I'm saying here, you know, this is it. Love spreads. Sorry. So I really feel what this card is saying at the moment, especially with it within this reading and what's coming through, is this is a time for us to also spread our knowledge as well. So we need to have open, heartfelt conversation with other people, and we need to sort of we need to allow them to see the truth as well, because a lot of people, it's ignorance, and I don't mean ignorance in a bad way, it's if you don't know. And if some people were read certain publications, that is what they're seeing as, all right, okay, that is the truth, and that isn't the truth. I had a great conversation with my father yesterday, and I explained a couple of things to him, and it was very against what he had initially thought, but you've seen him, and you've seen him sort of stop and think. When we left, my daughter said to me, did you see Granddad? It actually sunk in, and it did. And whether he then goes on to pursue that or not, I don't know. But that, for a little bit, that just made him think. So this is what this card is saying. We need to try and educate people. We need to try and educate people that hate is not the way. Control is not the way. Power is not the way. What we need to educate people is the power of love is the way. That is what is important. And I don't mean you need to be one of these, happy clappers going out and spreading the word. I don't mean that at all. But I mean by sitting, having conversations, asking people why they have their opinions, if they may differ to you, why they have them, and trying to explain why you have yours. And this will cause education, and this will actually spread. So this is it. Get your message out there, Spirit are saying. You need to get your message out there. You need to educate with your wisdom as well. So yeah, if we have a look as well, this is like, okay, sorry, this is getting really heavy, this reading. I'm so sorry about that. This truth, this owl of wisdom and truth is standing on top of the mask. So this is the mask that we have been seeing. This is the illusion that we have been seeing. And the only way that that mask can come off is for people to know the truth. Okay. Now, what I'm getting with this, and this came through when I first pulled the cards this morning, and it may be a bit controversial or whatever, but I do feel that it needs to be read, and Spirit brought it into me, so here it goes. And it's a poem that was wrote after the Second World War, and it's first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists. I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews. I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. And I really feel that needs to be taken on board at the moment. Yes, at the moment, we are not the ones that are targeted, but if we don't do something about it, then that could change. So sorry about this today. I was not expecting it. Like I say, Friday, I'm expecting a nice day. So please keep your heart open at the moment. Please, love your fellow man, and please do what you can here. If this means writing to politicians, if this means taking to the street and protesting, if this means sitting your children down and educating your children on what actually did go on, in the past, and telling them that we cannot, because our children, these are the people who are going to make the future. This is, why I'm going to Iraq. This is teaching the children about empathy and to know that we need to make changes. So, maybe have a conversation with your children this weekend. Maybe have a conversation with your friends who may have different views as well, and just keep your heart open. Do not let anger get in the way. Do not let frustration get in the way. And most of all, do not let hate get in the way. This is a time when, as they said in the song, what the world needs now is love, sweet love, and we all have that. We don't have to go anywhere to find it. We all have it within us. So, and the more we give out, the more we get. It just replenishes. So please don't say that you haven't got the tools, because everybody has the tools. We all have more than we need to be able to get our message across. So I'm really sorry if that was not the type of reading that you want to hear today, but it's the type of reading that Spirit wanted you to hear. And I just hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sending much love to all of you. Okay, Satnam.